Dante raised his eyes to heaven and clasped his hands beneath the coverlet. He felt more gratitude for the possession of this piece of iron than he had ever felt for anything. He had noticed, however, that the prisoner on the other side had ceased labor. No matter, this was greater reason for proceeding. If his neighbor would not come to him, he would go to his neighbor. All day he toiled on untiringly, and by the evening he had succeeded in extracting 10 handfuls of plaster and fragments of stone. When the hour for his jailer's visit arrived, Dante straightened the handle of the saucepan as well as he could and placed it in its accustomed place. The turnkey poured his ration of soup into it, together with the fish, for thrice a week the prisoners were deprived of meat. This would have been a method of reckoning time had not Dante long ceased to do so. Having poured out the soup, the turnkey retired. Dante wished to ascertain whether his neighbor had really ceased to work. He listened. All was silent, as it had been for the last 3 days. Dante sighed. It was evident that his neighbor distrusted him. However, he toiled on all night without being discouraged. But after 2 or 3 hours he encountered an obstacle. The iron made no impression, but met with a smooth surface. Dante touched it and found that it was a beam. This beam crossed, or rather blocked up, the hole Dante had made. It was necessary, therefore, to dig above or under it. The unhappy young man had not thought of this. "Oh, my God," murmured he. "I have so earnestly prayed to you that I hope my prayers have been heard. After having deprived me of my liberty, after having deprived me of death, after having recalled me to existence, my God, have pity on me, and do not let me die in despair." Okay, but what's the motto of this show? Put something out in the universe, and the universe will make a fool of you almost right away. Yesterday, we talked about the other prisoner not making any noise, and today it just addresses it. That's the ridiculousness and the absurdism of doing the show in the way that we are doing it. Getting a little ahead of the story. Apologies, everyone. Dumas seems here to be kind of reversing order of everything that he stripped away from Dante as he was descending both mentally and physically into imprisonment, where it's kind of a mirrored reflection of everything, right? As Dante's losing hope, and before, as he's heading toward the resolve to die and kill himself, there are the markers like deciding to give up on the passage of time and tracking that. Here, he's kind of, okay, we're now going in reverse, and he mentions, what's the line there? About the fish. The prisoners don't get meat every day. That keeping track of when they got fish, he says, this would have been a method of reckoning time, had not Dante long ceased to do so. Where it's not just acknowledging that Dante gave up previously, it's weaving like, okay, we've just seen Dante reinstilled with hope and vigor, and so now the decision that he had made to stop keeping track of time as he was losing hope now has more weighted consequence, because he doesn't know what the passage of time is when he has more vested interest in actually doing so. So it's not just like repeating himself or acknowledging what's come before. It's this kind of layered work of, I've lost all hope, I'm no longer keeping track of time because that's never going to matter to me again. And then fate intervening and saying, no, here's your hope for life. You do have a purpose and a reason to move on again. And Dante going, well, shit, I've completely lost track of time. And that would be a valuable resource to have right now. So it's putting more reliance, I think, on his willpower and what he has to overcome. Like, it could have just been like, I've been keeping track of days every single day, even though I want to give up on life. And okay, well, hey, you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to live. And good thing I know it's Tuesday, because tomorrow we're getting fish. Like, there'd be no point to it. This brings a much more rich psychological landscape to where Dante is in this moment, even if some of the action, I will admit, is getting a little redundant. You know what? I've been doing some longer episodes. I'm going to give myself a little treat and keep this one short. I guess I will see you all here tomorrow as we start, not quite, but start to move toward the end of chapter 15. Until then, you know where to find me, right here. Okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.